Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Legit Matters. Your favorite host, Big Fish. Straight to the matter. We're talking about World Cup, the famous World Cup that is being hosted by the host nation of Qatar. World Cup, the World Cup is going to take place on November 20th, 2022, by Qatar, and Qatar won the bid to host the World Cup in 2010, and it's been 12 years since the preparation of the World Cup, and Qatar has spent so much money to make sure everything is in place. Qatar just spent $229 billion compared to what Russia spent in 2018. Russia spent $14.9 billion, and that's 16 times more. Look at the amount of money Qatar has put into the stadium and their hotels and everything, making it possible for the World Cup to be one of the best ever. And they are hoping to make a profit of $17 billion this November 2022. By the time the World Cup is going to be over, they are expected to make $17 billion. They just paid David Beckham, one of the most valuable players of all time. They paid him $277 million as an ambassador for the World Cup. Can you see the amount of money they give someone for promotion and being an ambassador for the World Cup? $277 million. That's a great amount of money that has been paid to David Beckham. They have put so much money into hotels, airports, railroads, transportation, accommodations. They made sure everything is 100% intact for people to come and enjoy themselves. But by the fact, the things you don't know, the real cost of the World Cup is that 7,000 people lost their lives. 7,000 migrant workers from Nepal, Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, all these places, Indonesia, they came over to Qatar to work to make sure they get some money for their family, and most of them lost their lives. Matter of fact, they had to pay $4,000 to leave their country to come to Qatar to work. And when you come to Qatar to work, they take your passport. They don't allow you to just switch jobs, and they don't allow you to travel out of the country without a passport, without the visa. So they make all these conditions so hard for people to leave the workplace. Most people work under high temperatures, under high heat, and most people die of heart attack. They make people work for excessive hours. They make people do kind of jobs that they're not supposed to do. Most of the people who return back to their country, Nepal, Bangladesh, and Indonesia, finally they had to testify. Most of them had back injuries because they were made to carry heavy blocks. They were made to carry heavy items that is not something that was supposed to be carried by a human being. They were made to do extensive jobs and for long hours, and they were paid minimum wages. They were held in conditions that was not favorable for a human being. This is the real cost of the World Cup. So when you go to World Cup 2022, when you go to Qatar and you sit in all those well ventilated, air conditioned stadiums and stay in all those hotels, just know, put it in mind that 7,000 people or more die just for you to have such pleasure. 7,000 Indonesians, 7,000 migrant workers pay the price for you to watch soccer, for you to watch football, for you to watch the World Cup in your TV, in your comfort of your home, because they had to do everything possible, irrespective of human beings' lives, irrespective of wherever they came from. That wasn't in their mindset. They did everything possible to make sure the stadiums, the hotels, the railroads, the environment, accommodations, everything was intact, was 100%, irrespective of the fact that people were dying from 2010 to 2022. 7,000 people lost their lives, and Amnesty International and all those international bodies came and they fought for the rights of the people until 2017, 2018, before they started abolishing some of those rules that people shouldn't be working under the sun for a couple of hours, but they still continued. And just imagine what people had to go through just for you to watch World Cup. It's so sad that people don't value human beings' life. People do anything because of money. They went ahead and paid David Beckham $277 million just to act as an ambassador, just for promotion. And they said the stadiums is going to be filled up because people are buying tickets. People are buying tickets are almost 80% sold. And just imagine the amount of money they are going to make from this death, from this lives of those people. They are going to make $17 billion, in which that's a great amount of money for some people right there, man. People, there's been corruption, as there's been so many things that have gone wrong. Matter of fact, this is so disheartening. This is so bad. This is so bad for the families who have gone. So Amnesty International has ordered the FIFA World Cup and Qatar to provide a sum of $440 to as compensation for the migrant workers and the lives of people who lost their lives. So most countries don't want to play at the World Cup because they feel so bad to come and play where people have died, people have spilled blood. That's what they call blood soccer, blood football, bloody World Cup. And this something just like bloody diamonds. So this is the price people paid just to come and make sure people watch FIFA World Cup. $229 billion. That's what is spent in making sure that everything is intact. Meanwhile, Russia spent $14.8 billion 2018. Qatar spent $229 billion, and they said every week they were dishing out $500 million every week since they started development in 2010. And this is the true cost of World Cup 2022. This is going to be commencing 20th November 2022. What's your opinion? Should they continue the World Cup, or what do you think about what happened? Anybody that's going out there to go work somewhere should put it in mind that he might not come back, he might not make it alive. You might just think twice before you go to all these countries to go and work, because they take your passport, they make you work in unfavorable conditions, they make you do jobs you are not supposed to do. Some of them, they tell them they are going to clean houses. When they reach there, they tell them, no, you are not going to clean houses, you are going to do construction. They take your passport, put you in inhuman conditions, and make you do jobs you're not supposed to do. Man, this is very disheartening. This is very sad for fellow human beings to treat people like that. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and drop a comment. Signing out. Au revoir. Leaving you with peace and love.